Welcome. Today I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about something that comes up in Yoga Nidra, and that is the idea of a sankalpa. When I first heard that word, I wasn't even sure how to pronounce it, and I sure didn't know what it meant. And then, naturally, I had questions. I wanted to know what it was. Was it just another word for an affirmation? Was it a resolution? Was it a mantra? Is it a goal? Or what else could it be? And as I learned more about Yoga Nidra, I learned that there isn't one simple definition. Depending on the teacher, you'll hear it described as an intention, a heartfelt resolve, or a deep inner commitment. And I think all of those descriptions have something to offer. But honestly, what helped me most wasn't finding the perfect definition. It was discovering what a sankalpa actually meant in my own practice. I spent a little bit of time trying to figure it out, and eventually I realized I was making it much harder than it needed to be. One of the ideas that really stayed with me is that a sankalpa isn't about trying to become a completely different person. It's about remembering a quality that's already there, even if you've lost touch with it for a while. When I heard that, something clicked. That way of looking at it felt much kinder. And I also realized that a sankalpa isn't another thing to accomplish. It's not a project. It's not something to get just right. It's just something that you return to again and again over time. The image that helps me is planting a seed. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every few days to see if it's growing. You water it, you give it sunlight, and then you let nature do the rest. I think a sankalpa is a little bit like that. Every time you return to it during a Yoga Nidra, you're giving it another opportunity to grow. You don't have to force anything, and you don't have to convince yourself of anything. Just staying open and let it unfold in its own time. Another question I kept asking myself was, how do I know what my sankalpa should be? And to tell you the truth, I don't think there's a formula. At least I never found one. It became clearer over time, little by little, and I think that's okay. Sometimes I think the better question is, what quality would I like to bring into my life more often? Maybe it's patience, maybe it's courage, maybe it's peace, or trust, or compassion. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to sound impressive. It only has to feel genuine to you. Something else I've learned is that your sankalpa may change. We're always growing, life changes us, and sometimes our deepest intentions change too. I don't see that as starting over. I see it as growth. If you're still trying to figure out what your sankalpa should be, please don't rush yourself. Sometimes the answer becomes clearer after I've stopped trying so hard to find it. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. Until next time, I wish you moments of rest, curiosity, and gentle discovery.